You know, sometimes you go through life, back in the days when I was a humanist, I guess, you go through life trying to be kind, trying to be nice to people, trying to treat people nice, trying to be nice to strangers. You trust everyone, you know, that kind of stupid leftist mentality back in the day where they just like try and trust everyone they meet, try and be a secular humanist and think that everyone's automatically good-natured and stuff, which isn't a reality. And you go through life being nice to people and you find out like a lot of people are not nice to you and treat you badly just because of how you look to them. Like they have nothing to go on, no information about you, they don't get to know you, they don't know anything about your life, and they just treat you bad just because of how you look visually and how you sound with your voice, even though you're treating them kindly. And it gets to the point further on in life where, I mean, you just become jaded and, what's the word, cynical about the whole thing. You just get to a point later on in life where it's like, why bother? And you get tired after that of an extended period of seeing lots of people treat you badly and treat you with suspicion and treat you like you're a bad person when you've been kind and sweet to them and innocent to them and never done anything wrong to them and tried to connect with them. But they just treat you like shit, and they're absolute strangers to you, they know nothing about you, and their default position is suspicion, probably because they've been indoctrinated by crazy people such as feminists. And I think I'm down the tail end of life, the other side of life. I'm not a humanist anymore. I've shaken off all my leftism that I used to have when I was young. I like fell for a lot of the leftist stuff because I was a normie, and it just naturally sneaks in through the lies told to you on TV and films and government and all that, all this absolute bullshit about how we should live. And got across the stream somehow. And where I am now, I'm partly an objectivist, and it's all about don't focus on humanity as a whole, don't focus on the faraway people or the great masses that have absolutely nothing to do with you because they're strangers. You know, don't help a human who you do not know, you do not have personal stake in, you are not involved with, you don't love them, they're not your family, your friends, your lover. You know, don't try and go out of your way to help someone far away from you who's nothing to do with you, because you don't need to. And so when you're walking around out on the streets between the strangers, you used to be kind to them and try and talk to them. Now I don't so much. You always try and be civil to them because they might turn into a friend later on depending on what they say or do, but you know, mostly that behaviour still surrounds me, where people will treat you with suspicion for no reason. You have not done anything to them to deserve being treated like that, and you get to the point where you also sort of, you're tired and you give up. Maybe you treat them with suspicion, maybe you just avoid them completely, maybe you just tune out. Black pill situation, like why, like my dad's always like treating me to like greet absolute strangers for no reason and nothing good's come of it, and I'm always like, why was he doing that the whole time? And part of that might just be to be civil to those around you so they have no reason to attack you or something, but a lot of it's like he's trying to act as if he knows someone on the street who he doesn't actually know, and he's trying to train me to, you know, I don't know, try and be friends with people who I'm not friends with, sort of thing, because I have no reason to be friends with, like we have no connection whatsoever. I mean, it's good to leave the door open for a connection that could happen, but mostly it's like I learned a lot about strangers from times like lockdown, and you do not want to be trusting of strangers for the most part. It's not a good idea, especially if you go travelling or something like that. The civility thing is worth keeping up, but not the acting like you're friends with people who you are not friends with, who you know nothing about and they know nothing about you, sort of thing. That is a dense and complicated subject, I think. Social connections with strangers.
Thank you for watching.